Hello guys, I just wanted to do a little, I felt called to do this for some reason, so I'm going to do it. A little quick little oracle message for you guys. Just some general information, like something that you might need to know right now. So this would be pile 1 with the Lemurian seed crystal. This would be pile 2 with the fluorite, and this would be pile 3 with the pneumite. So go ahead and take a second to just figure out which pile that you would like to freaking pick here. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it with pile number 1. I'm going to move these aside. By the way, up on my YouTube channel, there's a new tarot reading that just posted today. So you guys might want to go and check that out. My little origamis here are falling over. That were so cute. They came in the package I got today from Japan with that little necklace. It's in my stories. So anyway, what we have here is we have goose, we have stargazing, and we have Endel, okay, which is emotional flow. So for this goose card here, this is all about being ready to take on the responsibilities of raising a family or committing to like a long-term partnership. It's like it's surrounded by creative and productive energy and power. It's the goose, spirit animal, and this is like the ancient version of the goose. I guess the older breed of goose. So anyways, it's talking about being secure in the knowledge that your family or relationship or whatever your working partnership is will be a stable environment, and act kind of like as a crucible, or is what it said, for your creativity. And it talks about raising children even, and worthwhile activities that you can undertake. It's definitely all about family and the contentment that you get from one another. It shows also that it's possible to be grounded but also spiritual. And what's interesting about this is with this stargazing card, it says when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So I think this card is actually, what was this card referring to? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read it to you guys. This card says the answer you seek is in the stars. This can literally mean looking up at the night sky and stargazing. Stargazing is like a form of divination. And trust me, I do this all the time. Do it, because this is basically calling. What I feel like is, I think a lot of people who pick this group are, manifesting somebody special into their life right now, or they're trying to. And this is literally telling you that, going up into the star, like gazing on stargazing and, working magic and things underneath the moon and the stars is a very good idea at this time. So it says, allow your gaze to drift around the sky and see what flows into your mind. Fairies can be very active when the stars begin to appear and shine upon their surroundings. This also applies to you, except stars are eliminating your current situation so that a solution can be more easily seen. Stargazing can bring about a deep sense of peace and also help you to put things into perspective. Look at how tiny the stars appear to be, yet it's only illusion. Conversely, perhaps something in your life appears to be bigger than it really is in reality. And it says, do you have an interest in astronomy? If not, this card may be saying that it's time for you to explore this area. The insight you seek may also be found in astrology. Interesting. So astronomy and astrology is mentioned here. This may be in a daily horoscope, or it could be found in the perfect time to have your birth chart created by a professional. So you can see the energy. Okay. All right. All right. So I feel like definitely like for this, because how you guys are like working on like, your work, some of you are calling in like a perfect work partnership, a perfect, soulmate, or whatever that is. I feel like definitely having your natal chart read and taking a look at within the natal chart who and what kind of people you're attracted to. Learn about that. Also see if there's any markers for like marriage and relationships and what they might be. Also to learn about like what things within your chart that, you know, could be a negative, that could be hindering a relationship progress or something as well. Just take a look at that. So for this card right here, for number 24 here, we have Andel, emotional flow. And this is talking about feeling deep sadness, having trouble expressing sadness and emotions to others, judging emotions as negative and denying them, refusing to cry, not drinking enough pure water, dehydrated, dry quality to life, judging tears and emotions as weak, learning to let go, needing to connect more to the element of water and its flow, feeling stuck and misjudged. A close friend will provide help and nurturing. Interesting. So if any of those little, if any of those key phrases and stuff mean anything to you, obviously you need to be paying attention to those. I don't know about you guys, but this winter is kicking my ass when it comes to dehydration. It's like constantly. My hands are so dry, so bad. I'm like always thirsty. It's just, it's sucky right now for the dryness feeling. So maybe some of you are also experiencing that. I know that Ciara was also experiencing that. So anyway, that's it for pile 1. Let me know if that like made any sense to you guys. So for pile 2, which was the fluorite, correct? We have, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, nice. We have a stag. We have tree wisdom, and we have the blue lady. Nothing is impossible. So tree wisdom says, this tree dyad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So how many of you guys are clairaudient? Because I have a feeling you're going to be getting some sort of messages that way. Like they might be ramped up at this time. And we are in the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde, so there actually could be some interesting messages. Definitely with that being said, I don't know why this message is coming in. Please be careful with like any contracts or anything that you sign, like anything really important. Be careful about signing any documents and stuff right now for some reason. I mean, that's like a given usually, but I really feel like for some reason there's going to be some miscommunication for some of you, so be careful. Also watch out for your computers. I don't know, I mean, like actually getting damaged. Okay, that's so weird that came up. I don't know why, but just whatever. So for our stag here, the king of the forest here, let's see what it has to say about that. It's about pride, independence, and purification. This card, like, it's all about grace, majesty, integrity. Contemplating the stag can help you achieve a greater sense of poise and dignity. If you are ever confronted with a situation in which you feel vulnerable or under scrutiny, such as in a court of law, holy shit. And I was just talking about contracts and stuff. Interesting. Okay. So such as in a court of law or public appearance, by attuning to the stag and asking for protection from his spirit, you will find yourself feeling calmer, stronger, and more dignified. The stag signifies independence too, both spiritual and physical. By drawing this card, you will be able to find the strength to gain and maintain your independence. In OM, the Druid language of the sacred trees. Trees? Are you shitting me? That's interesting. The stag is related to, I'm not going to say the word because I might butcher it. I'm going to guess it. It's Baeth, maybe. Blessing of beginnings. It is auspicious to draw this card when contemplating new projects. The stag connection with fertility and sexuality signifies that you will find a way of bring dignity, grace, power, and integrity into your sexual life. Wow. Okay, that's like some big time Carnunos energy right there, okay? It's interesting that trees were mentioned, and then we have this card. So let's see what this has to say here. Because it's talking about the tree dyad will help you navigate through your current situation. So how many of you are actually going through some kind of process where you have to sign documents and, you know, dot the I's and cross the T's? okay? Maybe you're going to be going through some examination process or something right now. Just make sure you're paying attention to all the little details at this time with that, okay? So with the tree wisdom, it's talking about, it invites you to tune into an ancient tree wisdom and allow it to imbue your aura. She plays upon her wooden flute to attract your attention through enchanting sound and vibration, and wishes you to know that your present situation can be helped when you connect with trees. So interesting. So obviously meditating around trees, working with tree energy is probably a good idea. Tree is a great way to, hugging a tree is a great way to have direct physical contact and form with an energetic connection. Always ask permission from the tree before doing this. Take a few moments to visualize yourself deeply rooted into the ground. I also, obviously, with that being said, you guys need to make sure you're grounded at this time for sure, obviously. So in the spring and summer months, tree blossoms can be very healing and uplifting. In the cooler seasons of autumn and winter, trees shed their leaves, knowing that there will be new growth in springtime. So this is mentioning springtime more than once here. So possibly whatever that is you're trying to start now will come into fruition in spring. So by grounding and like getting out in nature and getting into the trees, it's going to help you to like release anything negative that could be blocking you or stressing you out about this certain situation. And then it says, perhaps it's time for you to move away from a situation that's stunting your growth, or for a general move to allow a new set of circumstances to open up your life. So how many of you are actually like trying to buy a house or moving into a new apartment or something like that, or you're starting a new job or something like that, and maybe you're having to fill something out or do paperwork for that. Just be careful with that paperwork right now, and make sure that like you read it twice through and double check. For some, I'm getting that here. Also, I feel like maybe some of you are actually going through like a breakup or a divorce where you're having to go through legal action and stuff as well. Just make sure you're double checking everything there, and make sure communication is clear and concise. So for the blue lady there, excuse me. People may be speaking to you from their fear. They tell you that what you wish for and hope for cannot be. And it's not about the mundane, it's about the precious jewels of hope that form our existence and our identity. The question truly is, who do you wish to be? An amalgamation of the fear and the conditionings of others, or do you wish to bravely be yourself and risk the falls that may come? Because the Lady of the Blue Rose tells you that falls will come, as will resistance. She also tells you that breaking through to the other reality is your role of this lifetime, to carve out a path for yourself and to light the way for other travelers. You are unlimited. Do not allow fear to bind you and burden you. You are free, and such the impossible is simply an act of magical will and self-determination. So obviously don't give up on what you're doing. Okay. And don't let other people make you feel bad about what's going on either, or what you're trying to do. I hate it when people like try to like shit all over, like, you know, your progress or what you're trying to accomplish. That's why it's just like, I just don't tell people shit when it comes to what I'm doing, because for many years I did, and I shared things because I would generally think that, okay, these people are supposed to be my friends or my family, so therefore they're going to care and be supportive of what I'm doing. But believe me, it's not the case. So maybe a few of them are, but it's just better to keep your mouth shut when you're going through like a creative phase or something that you're trying to accomplish. And then once it's completed, then share it or whatever. But even then, be careful, because there's going to be people who are going to try to like poop on your parade when it comes to that. So, you know, if I come off cryptic to some people, that's why. It's like I just don't want negative energy thrown at me by people because they feel uncomfortable, you know, with what I'm doing, because it makes them question themselves. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that was it for pile 2. Now let's get into pile 3 here. We have crane, we have find balance, and we have oroki, boundaries. Wow, somebody needs to find some boundaries and some balance in their life, because I feel like, and I don't know what these are going to say yet, but I feel like maybe some of you are actually being used or like afraid to say no to certain stuff. And, you know, people are taking advantage of your kind-heartedness. So you need to create some balance and know when to say no and put some boundaries up when it comes to certain individuals. Because when you do that, you find out who your true friends are and who really cares about you that way. If somebody has an issue and they freaking like ghost you or treat you like shit because you're like, sorry, I can't do this at this time, then fuck them. They're not, they're not your friend. You know what I'm saying? So with the crane, which you know what is really cool is I don't think I've ever even pulled this card before. I haven't used these cards that much. I think they're so beautiful. So let's see what crane has to say here. Core. Secret knowledge, patience, and longevity. Wow. Okay. The qualities of patience and perseverance. The crane will stand for hours peering into the water until the time is right for it to dart at its prey. Combined with the ability to be patient, the crane conveys the capacity to be focused and to be able to concentrate without distraction. It brings an ability to guide others into the underworld, to help them with their transition at the time of dying, or with their journeying in the inner realms. As well as conveying an ability to work in the underworld, the crane symbolizes arcane science or secret knowledge, which the Druid tradition is represented by the Ogham script, the tree language of Druidry. In its widest sense, learning this language involves learning to read the book of nature. So anyways, this is kind of like the death card. Obviously, it's telling you guys that you guys need to like look within and actually question why it is you're not saying no, or what is the real reason behind that? Are you afraid that people aren't going to like you anymore if you just stand up for yourself and you be yourself and like stand your ground? I feel like something needs to die in your life in order to expand, grow, and move on. Okay. Also, some of you could be actually getting information and messages from like passed on relatives at this time. You might have like medium, you might be able to, you might be a medium even. So let's see what find balance. It says, find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So I believe that this card is all about that. It's about, let's see here. It could be saying that you're playing too much. Perhaps you're procrastinating when you ought to be working. You need to be really honest with yourself about this, as only you will know if you have the right balance of work, rest, play in your life. It's also telling you at work, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You've probably heard this before. Yes, hello, The Shining. Does it apply to you or someone else you know? Are you working too hard and not allowing enough time for rest and play? Are you feeling bored, or are you in danger of becoming boring? Ew. Be truthful with yourself when answering. Even though fairies are known to be super hard workers, they also know how to rest and play. The fairies, oh fuck yeah, they do. And they know how to freaking have a good time, okay? The fairies are flying in now to remind you to take a break and give your body and mind a well-deserved rest. Problem with work is that once you've completed one task, there's always another one waiting, a bit like housework. You know what that reminds me of? That line. It's the part where, if you've seen the movie The Witches of Eastwick with Jack Nicholson and Cher, the scene when, like, you know, she finally goes to the mansion and she's, you know, going to hook up with him, basically. He's like basically spouting off all this stuff. She's like, I have to go. And like, she's trying to get out of the situation. He's like, what, you know, you got to wash a dish. There's just going to be one more dish to wash. You got one more chore to do. You got one more thing always to do. That just like totally went through my mind. I don't know how many of you have seen that comment. If you have. So for Oroki here, we have correct security measures need to be in place. Insurance on property and valuables must be updated. Take care to love your pretties, but not to be owned by them. Allow yourself peace of mind with your valuables. Thinking too much about your security. Take practical steps for self-defense and energetic health and well-being. Guard your wisdom well too, as the jewels Oroki protects can also be that of your wisdom, experience, and talents. Do not give them away lightly. Holy shit, what did I say? So definitely, some of you are obviously like sacrificing too much for other people. It's time to put the brakes on that. I also feel like, you know, this is like kind of a warning right now to watch out, maybe watch your finances, watch out for your stuff, watch out for people trying to like embezzle shit from you. Definitely you need to be like, it makes me think of the Four of Pentacles in tarot, how it's like there's this fine balance between greed and, you know, being, you know, like you don't want to be too greedy. You want to be smart and watch your money and save it and, you know, stuff like that and be frugal, but you don't want to become a miser. You know, that's like what I feel like also. And then it's also saying to take care, because if you're giving away too much stuff and you're working too hard and you are giving away things for free, or, you know, you're being put in a situation where, because time is money, people, okay? And if you're giving away your time too much and you're working yourself wary, you know what I mean? Like you need to take a break, take a nap, say no, learn how to stand up for yourself and say, fuck no, okay? So anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little quick oracle thingy I did here. And I will catch you later. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel for new videos and subscribe. Bye.